Hello. Welcome to the game where you get to perform the hilarious act of equal rights, equal fights, kicking people in the face with little to no consequences, and, questionable moments. Now, you may be wondering, what is this video about?
It's about fucking ODM gear, baby! Woo!
Yeah, that's right, fuckos. I just spent, like, a good while fucking figuring out how this motherfucking fly shit works. And you're gonna sit here and learn about it. See, blades are kind of funky. With one hit, they do what I call it one charge. If you hit something that's below 700, it takes one charge. That is if you blind it, if you hit the nape, if you hit the legs. Now, it doesn't really matter if you hit and it kills it, or it does it if it's over 600 and it does its damage. It doesn't matter. If you hit it and it's below, it's still going to take one full charge away. Now, here's a good example of doing damage that's over 700. If you look in the bottom left, it hasn't taken away a blade charge. So, it can be pretty good if you can find a way to do over 700 damage. Usually the easiest way is by using impulse, but that does take a good portion of gas. But say if you're low in blades and you have the gas to do it, doing your damage that's above 700 can save your blades so you can fight even longer to help out your team. But you may be saying, well, why don't you just double hook and boost and hit the Titan? Well, it doesn't work. You see, there's kind of like it's weird. There's a speed limit, you see. The max you can do just by double hooking and boosting, actually the max you can do even by hooking only once and boosting, as you just saw right there, is you can only go your max is 670. That's the highest amount of damage that you can do without using impulse. So, on its own. So if you can do some weird like falling thing. Now if you're falling and double hooking and boosting, you'll do more than 7 or 670 damage. But just by itself, you're not going to make it because of that little speed cap. Without any blade upgrades, you have 4 charges. So you can blind and kill 2 Titans, or you can kill 4 Titans. And with each upgrade, adds 1 charge. So you can, with 1 upgrade, blind and kill 2 Titans, and then blind 1 more, or kill 1 more. But with the full 4, you can double it, so you can kill 8 Titans, or you can blind and kill 4. Or you can go for the legs if you're weird, even though it takes 2 charges if you hit the legs. You can damage more than one thing at a time. You're not only limited to one if you get a weird little shot. There, as you see, I killed a Titan and blinded another. As long as your attack animation is going, you can damage as much as you want if it's in that space. Now, another thing that I didn't really get any footage of is attack speed. So attack speed, it's kind of misleading. What max attack speed does is it just makes your, like the attack animation, it just makes it longer. And it makes it less cooldown, so you can, at max, you can spam your attack without having any cooldown, except like barely even half a second. That's all it does. It doesn't add any damage to your attack. Now against humans, it's kind of a little deadly. You can just sit there, hook onto them, and spam it, you know. That's about it. Now in these little clip section here is where I use Rage Mode, which costs 50 SP, by the way. Rage Mode reduces everything. It reduces the amount of damage you take. It also buffs some things. It reduces the amount of gas you use. It reduces the amount of blades you use, kind of. It reduces the cooldown for all of your skills. And you take less damage, I believe, and you can do more damage, as you saw there. So with Rage Mode, just by simply boosting and hooking into your object with enough speed gap, you do over 700 damage. And if you remember, if you were here, and you remember, if you're listening ears on mids, doing over 700 damage doesn't take a blade charge. So as you see right here, 740, no blade charge. So Rage Mode is really good to save blades if you're in a picky situation, as long as you have enough distance to do your over 700 meter speed. which is good. It also allows you to use your skill points, or your skill upgrades, with less cooldowns. So Impulse and Dodge, they both have 2 charges with, I think, like a 10-ish, 5-ish second wait time. Hand Cut doesn't have a cooldown. After that, has like a couple second cooldown, as you see right here. Yeah, no, you let go. Yeah, it's like a second cooldown. You get let go immediately. See, there it is again. So really good if you're in a pickle situation. You get a lot of buffs.
We'll be alright.
Now here comes the interesting part that I kind of found, in my opinion, because I'm like that. So for the background footage, all you're gonna see is me testing this, in which I timed later. So I might just throw up a little Subway Surfers clip to keep you degenerates entertained while I talk about this. So for gas and how your gas usage goes, what I'm testing right now is your double hook at the same time with no boosting. And it took 2 minutes and 30-ish seconds, you know, give or take, because there was time in between of me not actually using ODM without actually spending any gas. One thing to note is that your gas doesn't start until your hook lands, so sending the hook over doesn't use any gas. Now, using one hook with no boost also took 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So there isn't any difference from using 2 hooks or 1 hook at the same time. It's going to use the same amount of gas. And same thing with boosting. 2 hook and boost, 1 hook and boost, it's still 1 minute, give or take, because, you know, I stopped hooking here and there. Had to. It's, you know, there's no difference with using 2 hooks. It doesn't really give you any kind of speed boost either from using 1 or 2 hooks. I think the only difference is that if you use 2 hooks, you can just get the top speed faster, but both hooks only keep you to the same top speed. Now, using 1 hook, orbit, and with boost, it's the same time. Orbiting doesn't take any extra gas. It's still 1 minute. And the same thing with 2 hooks and orbiting and boosting. It's still 2 minutes and 30 seconds. The only thing that boosting and orbiting does is that it just makes your hook wear longer, so your hook it detaches faster. That's really all it does. So I know that was a lot of filler. So in conclusion, really, there's no difference from double hooking and single hooking. The only real difference of your gas consumption is boosting. So if you want to save gas, don't boost. You know, simple as that. You can orbit and do all that. It's not gonna drain your gas. That's really it. And before I forget, the gas upgrade for 1 SP each, that goes to a max of 4. Now I didn't do the time to calculate how much you actually save, because that would have taken forever. So what I did is I just hooked and boosted at the same time, and so that took a 2 minute and 30 second to drain my gas. So if you had no upgrades and you were hooking if you were hooking without boosting and you didn't have this upgrade, it would have also taken 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So having this upgrade is like, if you were boosting the entire time, entire time, you're not saving any gas, you're boosting. You got a pretty good amount of gas. So you can double it. If you didn't boost, you would have about 6-ish minutes of just no boosting. 6-ish minutes of gas without any boosting. So the upgrade's really worth it. Really good to save gas for the entire period. You know, which is pretty cool. Pretty thumbs up. Pretty pog.
I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am. I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Now for this next part, I forgot to record, so we're gonna have to deal with just like a little bit of reused footage. The speed, your max speed you can do is 670 with hooking and boosting. That includes double hooking. That's all you can go is 670. Now, if you had Rage Mode, the max you can go that I saw without using any like gravity assisting is 740. So if you get to save your blades, you go just a little bit faster. That's with your attack speed. I did get a clip where I was racing across the wall. Fun fact, if you didn't know, let me pull it up. The wall segments are 66 studs apiece, and I forgot to record the part of me timing how fast you are going across the pieces with and without rage mode, which is sad. Now, impulse and dodging. It would take me forever to figure out how long it takes with the max gas upgrade. So all I figured out exactly how much it takes without the gas upgrades is using impulse and dodge, using one of each charge for the entire trip. To empty your gas takes 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Why would you want to know this? I don't know. What if you're weird and like to calculate how much gas you're... Oh, that's me. Anyway, pretty cool. It does take a little bit of gas for the impulse. Dodge doesn't take that much gas. Impulse and dodge really use to just fly yourself across distances very far. Now, little tip. Impulse and dodge, sure, it sends you a pretty hefty way, you know, pretty far. You can also have your blades out, and if you use the counter, you kind of slide across the floor even longer. But to get more distance out of your impulse and dodge, double hook onto an object, and for instance, like the tall tree, and the top part of it has no collision, so you can fly right through it. Double hook onto it, and impulse while you're still hooking, and then let go as you fly through the tree, use your dodge, and then you will fly a whole lot farther. Trust me, you really need to get away from that female titan chasing you, that car coming down across the road, that crawler or that spinner coming after you. Impulse and dodge, baby. That's how you get out of that situation. You want to go home, fly onto a tree, you are going to fly hundreds of studs across the map, dog. I'm telling you. Alright, thanks for coming to my TED Talk, buckos. That's really all I got. I was going to do a different video, and it would be about the horses because it's weird. I'm also finally editing this together at 5 a.m. And I'll be honest with you, I was going to put some more fancy into it, but I couldn't. It's 5 a.m. and I couldn't really figure out what I would put there. The next video will be better. Trust me, guys. Trust me. If this ever even comes out, if you guys see it. But, you know, thanks for watching. Hit that, smash that subscribe button. Violate that. I mean, swag it with a bat. Punch it in the face really hard. Alright, bye.